The Woodland Realm are on the march back to their capital, which is under siege from the armies of evil. Little do they know that the armies of evil know about this reinforcing army, and they have set a great ambush for it. Gundabad is here in force, ready to ambush Thranduil, the Elven King, and his army as they march home back to the Woodland Realm. What's up, guys, and welcome back. We're here with another Dawnless Days battle for you today, and this is a bit of an ambush battle. We set this one up on the Discord. We thought something a little bit different to do, and it'll be interesting to show off Gundabad once again. It's a really cool faction which is added with the Gundabad submod, and you know, who better to fight than the Woodland Realm? They are kind of geographically pretty close to each other, and yeah, I feel like this is certainly going to be the perfect one for them to like the perfect matchup. Really, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, there are 4 armies of Gundabad against 3 armies of the elves. You can see the elves have no balance of power in their favor, but that's mainly just because of numbers, and not all those Gundabad troops are like effective and like really good. So we'll have to see. But yeah, the first wave of Gundabad troops is already set up waiting in this forest over here. We have Mountain Orc Traverses, which are our archer unit here. They look awesome. These are some of the orcs of Gundabad. If you've not seen these units before, they are really cool. We've got some more archers here as well being set up. They're looking great. But yeah, so the elves might be able to see some of the units appearing, but they cannot attack the orcs until basically the orcs attack them. So they have to just pretend that they can't see the orcs. And as soon as like the first units charge out and go to attack them, or the first arrow is loosed, then they can attack. But yes, so the path that the elves have to take is down this road here. We will, I think the ambush is about to start soon, but down this road here, you can see this open pathway. They're going to go through there, then they're going to go take a right about here, and then come into this open area here, which is probably going to be where the major showdown takes place, with loads and loads of blades of Gundabad, Rudar infantry, and shock infantry all waiting here. And this, they're going to try and squeeze the elves together here, and then they've got to go through this gap here and towards the red line. And beyond the red line, we were saying is like the Woodland Realm. That is like safety for the elves. So if they get units out there, that's a victory for them. Obviously the elves have just got to survive. They don't have to necessarily win, and Gundabad has to just wipe out the elves. So that is the basic aim of today's game. And yeah, here we go. Already going in are some of the goblin mercenaries going in down here, trying to take out these elves. I mean, they've got the worst job really, because they're taking on the elves when they are at their strongest. But yeah, the goblin mercs going in. But yes, if you'd like to get the Gundabad submod, I will leave the link for it in the description, along with obviously Dawnless Days as well, if you are new to the channel and haven't checked out the Dawnless Days stuff before. Well, it's a great mod for Attila Total War, and it really is amazing. Definitely worth checking out. I don't know why it's sort of like buffering a little bit, like it's sort of chopping up, being a bit choppy, but hopefully we can sort that out, or it'll just disappear as the battle goes on. I do not know. We will see. But yeah, these as you can see here, Hall Guardians getting focused. They are going to be a primary concern for the forces of Gundabad. And the goblins here are getting executed, really. Sad to see. The elves can't go too far off the beaten track, because the forest is supposed to be like the realm of the orcs. Like, well, where they can just basically operate, and then they have to stay to the road. That is kind of part of the rules. But they did actually come into the woods here, and oh boy, look what they found. They found some trolls, some mountain trolls lying in wait for them. These guys are going to slap them up. So this is obviously a strength that the forces of evil have, is these trolls. But the only thing is, sending them in this early, they are going to get focused down probably by archers. The Woodland Realm do have plenty of archers. But again, over on this side, elves getting engaged. Look, they're taking on more goblin mercs here. Get a nice bright side of them. Got some spears over here. Lasgard and spears trying to do their best. Spears aren't usually that great as like an offensive unit, but like the elven spears don't matter. It really does not matter. They're just battling on over here as well. just slicing and dicing these goblins. Got polearms as well, Hall Guardians. And they're not actually really fighting, but they're just there. Got Blades of Gundabad in here, so this is a bit more of an elite unit. Well, not really elite, but more like trained. There's actually some pretty solid infantry. Yes, if you want to join the Discord to get involved in some of these cool, epic Dawnless Days battles, then feel free to join the Discord. The link is down below in the description of this video as well as my merch and Instagram if you want to support the channel in any other way. Yeah, as you can see here, let's go on spears. It's only lost one man. They're killing off plenty of these blades. They really are. So yeah, really rough start for the forces of evil. We've got Berserkers of Gundabad down here. This is a good shock infantry unit as well. It's a light shock, but it is technically an elite unit. And they are Berserkers, so I think they fight to the last man. Look at the officer for like this unit as well. Looks so badass. The armor and everything looks great. And there he goes. He's got himself executed. Rip in peace to him. But yeah, they are actually helping to beat this last guy on Blade. It's lost like 30 men. It's actually quite a lot early on. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many of the elves like lose. And how many losses they actually inflict. Regardless, there's just some really cheap Gundabad marauders over here as well. Looking like they're getting involved. And the elves as well, they don't even have full stacks, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they're down, they only have like 15 units per army. Okay, seems really weird. It seems like over here, it seems to be having a bit of a jittery issue. I don't know why, but we're going to zoom out just quickly. As you can see, well, the elves haven't really had their position broken. We'll actually go to strategic version map, and we'll zoom in. You can see the elves have sort of formed up a bit of a box, and they've got their archers in the middle, polearms trying to support where they can, and also in the backs as well. They've kept polearms here just to protect the rear, in the off chance it is a problem. Elven King is actually being used. He's being operated. And it looks like he may be about to go in. There is actually Mountain Trolls actually going into combat as well. So big risk there for the Elven King if he goes in against those Trolls. Because Cav doesn't do too great against Trolls. Then again, these Trolls aren't doing too great generally against the Archers down here. These guys are getting focused down. Look at him. He's like, I just can't get anywhere near them. Getting just pushed back by the sheer tide of arrows. Smash them down. I mean, it's just like definitely is useful at breaking up these elven units down here. Yeah, doing their best. But I mean, yeah, those mountain trolls there getting just annihilated. That is sad to see. That is for sure. Back over here, we'll zoom in and we'll see what's going on. Yeah, weirdly the audio seems like it's cut out. I don't know why. I might put something in the background, like some music in the background, or hopefully it might come back. I might reload it in a minute. This was an issue, it seemed, with the Gundabad mod for some reason. When we were playing the battle as well, but we thought that was more down to lag than anything else. But yeah, very, very strange. That is for sure. As these units fight on, and they're doing their best. But yeah, we'll go back over there. I mean, there was actually noise over here. That's the thing. Very strange that we had it over here and then we don't. Yeah, very strange that it just cut out all of a sudden. But as you can see here, Elven King battling on, trying to do their best, cutting through as many of these orcs as they can. Thranduil wasn't really supposed to be used aggressively, but then I was like, well, screw it, let them. Means that we could potentially kill their general. I mean, not that it does too much damage really to morale, to be honest. But yeah, the morale of the elves is already pretty damn insane. But as you can see here, already clearing out a lot of these goblin mercs. And yeah, that is certainly the first wave of the ambush is sort of coming to an end. The elves have been really, really effective. Really done a good job in this fight here. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, certainly helps like the Hall Guardian supporting in these fights as well. Like the polearms are certainly a good asset. Something that we didn't really give too much to Gundabad. They haven't actually got too many. They've got the halberds of Gundabad over here, which look awesome, by the way. I mean, look at these like pikes that they're using. It's insane. They also have Red Citadel guards back here, which are a really cool shielded unit. They're really elite in their blood red uniforms. They look awesome. and blood red armor. But yeah, so I'm really excited to see them. We've got more trolls back here as well. But yeah, the first wave is sort of coming to an end. There's just a few little scraps going on here and there. We've got Gundabad Warband still defying against the elves, but I think they'll break pretty quickly. Yeah, these spears already look like they're about to go. So losses, yeah, the orcs have lost about 3,000 and inflicted about 500 like losses on the elves, which is not a good ratio, that is for sure. But a lot of this was the trash stuff. We were thinking, well, at least by the next like the next wave, we should be okay, because we were using much more elite troops, and yeah, they should be much more effective. That is for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna make a quick cut here, as like the elves just kind of mop up what remains, and I'll see you guys in a moment when the next like the next wave of the ambush begins. So we are back, and unfortunately, yeah, I can't seem to sort out the audio issue, but I felt like we were going to continue with this one because it is a very cool battle, that is for sure. There are Gundabad warlords charging in here, so we're already seeing a much increased quality of troop here. We now have actually got elites going in. These are elite heavy armed infantry, and they are really going to put the pain on these Lasgarden spears here who are holding this line. We actually decided to ambush in this open area here, hit them from multiple fronts, see if their micro was up to the standard of fighting on multiple fronts. And as you can see, we've got Mountain Orc Traverses going in. These are archers. These are actually pretty good in melee. They are heavies after all as well, so they've got pretty good armor. So hopefully they're able to match up with these Lasgarden blades a little bit. The Elven King's already at half strength. He's had a really rough time at this point. We've got Forest Rangers going into combat here as well, only against Mountain Orc Stalkers though, so nothing too scary, sadly, for these Forest Rangers to deal with. But yeah, this is already looking much better here. We have also another assault on this front now coming in. We have Blades of Gundabad going in there, taking on the spear line here, set up by the Wooden Realm. The Wooden Realm probably now rethinking about their options of charging into this forest, and thinking that the forest was theirs alone, their domain. Oh no, Gundabad would say otherwise. But yes, as you can see here, these Gundabad orcs are here for elven flesh and want to get some elven flesh for today. But yes, as you can see, I mean, this looks awesome. Look at the long golden line, and then you got the black sort of line on the other side of the orcish armor. It looks great, it really does. But yeah, it's nice to see the Wooden Realm again. We've not probably seen them in a little while. And it's a cool little scenario that we thought up. I did quite enjoy this one. Tomb Raiders here coming in as well. They're a really solid unit. Always when I say the Tomb Raider unit, I just always think of Lara Croft and think, where is that woman with her double like pistols? Instead, no, we just got a large guy or large orc with a massive mace instead. Very different sort of Tomb Raider, I guess. One that's probably not going to be too chatty either. All he's going to do is just ask for blood and flesh, really. Some elven flesh today, but maybe man flesh another day. But yes, it certainly looks a little bit different from Lara Croft, these Tomb Raiders do. But yes, they're holding pretty well at the moment of the spears, but they are losing. These Tomb Raiders here are, well, carving through them. We've also got Red Citadel Guards pushing forward here. So we've got, this is a general as well. So we've got a general unit pushing forward, trying to deal with these elven spears. But spears versus spears, I'm not really sure how well they're going to do. The Citadel Guard, very good in melee defense, but their melee attack is not so great. So yeah, I'm not really sure how this one's really going to go down, but we will see, that is for sure. Over on this side over here, I mean, what else have we got? We've got the Blades Gundabad losing here. This is not looking great. Archers are just firing relentlessly for the elves right now. We also have another fight going on up here. We have got some Rudar infantry. These are the evil men that have sided with Gundabad. Rudar is actually like part of Arnor as well. It's like broken away, and like they turn to evil. So yes, these guys are like a spear unit. They kind of remind me of Dunland a little bit. But they have like cool like helmets under their wolf heads that look great, to be fair. And there are actually some more orcs as well hidden over here. We've got like a full ammo Mountain Orc Traverser there. Like, that is great to see. But yeah, they've got their work cut out. They're going to have to shoot into the back of some of these Lasgarden blades, perhaps, try and do some damage. But yeah, it's already starting to look a little bit dicey over here for the Wooden Realm. We've got Lasgal and Blades there breaking. Hall Guardian's wavering as well. The Elven King Thranduil is in combat. He is trying to get as many kills as he can. Try and support his Elven King here. I mean, he's rear charging Mountain Orc Traverses here. This is certainly a good fight for him to be getting involved in. You can see this elves down here spearing away, trying to just stay alive, trying to kill as many of these orcs, desperate to get back to their homeland. Luckily, still got plenty of archers with ammo as well. Another decent charge there from the Elven King, slamming. You can see Thranduil down there. Let's have a look at him. He looks like he's a bit covered in blood. He's seen some action today. He's got his double blades, and he's ready to go. But there you go. Enemy general is dead. So that is, in fact, Thranduil there has just fallen. It fell just literally about here, actually. I just was about to just go away, and then he just like, yeah, he's dead down here. So that's his body down there, I think. So Thranduil is dead. So the Elven King is gone. That is a massive loss there for the elves. Mountain Orc Traverses here are still losing, but they've done their bit. That's the thing. They're doing just fine. More worryingly though is that the elves still have a lot of ammo. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, definitely with a decent amount. 6 maybe even units, or maybe even 7 Gs. They have a lot of elven ammo left. They need to be spent somewhere, because there are still trolls in play, and if those trolls get focused down, they're just gonna get no kills, and that's the worry, really, for the orcs in this one. They need to make sure they can almost get the elves to use up all the ammo, because then the pikes and the trolls will really excel. But yes, I hope you guys are all having a great day, and this is only just improving. Like I said, I do apologize about the sound. This was just too good a replay not to show off. But if the sound is just this is being a bit of a pain. It's unfortunate. But it's good to see that like Hall Guardians over here getting focused down. It's a good like little flanking shot they're getting. They are routing a lot of troops here. Blades of Gundabad going, but we are seeing Lasgal and Spears getting broken, so I mean, it's good to see a bit of a trade going. I mean, balance power is shifting in favour of the Wooden Realm. It's now 6,900 against 4,200, so the elves have lost about 1,500, but they've killed about half of the orcs already, so this is not a good trade at the moment for the orcs. But as the battle goes on, it's going to get a little bit easier for the orcs, because the elves are going to get more tired, their HP is going to go down, they're going to have less ammo to use to support their front lines. So yeah, there's a lot of hope still for the orcs. It's not quite over just yet, and that is for sure. I'm very excited to see how this one finishes. But yeah, you can see a Rudolph infantry breaking at 93 men. That is not a good sign. Blades of Gundabad over here is also losing, and they're getting shot in the flank, also just getting flanked generally. But yeah, this is not a good start for these boys. These blades, you know what, aren't like the Blades of Gundabad really aren't much of a match for the Elven infantry. Making me think we should have just brought more of these guys, like as more like the trash, and just not bothered with the goblins and stuff like that. But you got to bring what you got to bring. We've got more Tomb Raiders going in here. Kind of blobbing up over here though are the elves. Not the elves, sorry, the orcs. They're kind of blobbing up, and that's probably only going to serve the elves to focus down these units. And just really put the pain on them. It's going to be pretty brutal to watch and to see this. But they are at least like killing off this Lasgal and Spear, which is maybe why they're all blobbed here. But you can see like the shots coming in from the archers over here. These Lords of Lasgal are focusing down on that big blob down there. Like they can just shoot down this line, and they are doing just that. They have incredible range. They have the longest range of any unit in Dawnless days. So they're making good use of that, staying way back and focusing units down. We've got Goblin Mercs here breaking. That must have returned at some point. We've got more like spears and units out here that are starting to get swarmed by some troops that have arrived. We've got Gundabad Warlords here and some archers as well. But yeah, these guys, these little elven patrol here are going to get wiped out. Rip in peace to them, that is for sure. But it seems as though the elves have, even though they lost their general over here, they are starting to clear out the side. They are winning at the moment, which is good to see. And they're also dealing with this little back issue over here, where they have plenty of some orc archers and stuff that are just being murdered pretty much now. I'm going to see if you put it onto slow-mo, whether that'll do anything. No, that does not recover the sound, unfortunately. That's a shame. Yeah, there's not much we can do about that, I guess, unfortunately. I always wondered whether the officer is also supposed to be Thranduil. He's just then got like a double-handed sword. But yeah, it's like the officer for the Horde Guardians looks suspiciously like Thranduil as well, but I guess it's not. But yeah, the Mountain Orc Traverses down here, they look like they're about to get killed off. Unfortunately, they're getting surrounded over here. Good to see pole arms and stuff losing though. These guys are looking the wrong way, and the archers are taking full advantage of that, chopping down as many of these pole arms as they can. I mean, that's the main thing. If we can kill off these pole arms, which it's going to be a big effort because there's still a couple more over here, then their pikes again, these big old pikemen, don't have any threats. They're like, yeah, we don't have to deal with anything at that point. But yeah, the elves looking okay. They're doing just fine. But they are getting flanked over here now. And weirdly, we have sound back over here. I don't know why. Sounds like they're running places, but I don't know why we have sound over here. That's very weird. I don't know if I like that, so I'm going to go elsewhere. I'd rather have silence, I think, than I have like just randomly like noises and people walking. But yeah, the orcs here, they're doing just fine. Just fine. We're going to have now the Mountain Orc Traverses firing into the back of these elves here. This is going to really help with the combats. And yeah, I mean, this is point blank range. They cannot miss. And like the armor piercing as well is going to be brutal. So yeah, really nice shots here going to come in from the Traverses. And they're already gunning down these elves. And look at that. Lasgarland archers already losing because of it. We have also got some Mountain Orc Stalkers going into combat. It's a pretty light infantry. It's probably not going to do too much in the way of damage. But always good to send them in. I mean, they are a medium melee. It's just not going to be good enough. These guys are, well, they're little goblins, really. They're just going to be there and be annoying. That's all they're going to do. But yeah, the goblins just going to try and help out as much as they can. I don't know if maybe like the Gundabad mod just, bugs out sound. I'm really not sure what it is. But over on this side over here, you can see that the elves have been victorious. There's a few like Tomb Raiders left, still fighting on these guys here with their massive old maces, trying to pierce through this elven armor. But the elves are just too goddamn strong. Still, they are still probably undefeatably the like strongest faction in this game, or the strongest race in this game, I should say. I think they win. They are so scary and so versatile as well. I mean, we've got Red Citadel guards here. Look like they're trying to maybe break through the spear line. I think maybe they were going to... I don't know why, though. This is like there's only pikes behind them or pole arms behind them. Instead, they're going to retreat, which is probably a smart idea. Get these guys out of here. Because it does seem as though a general retreat is being called. Archers over here have helped kill that Lasgarland archer off. That's good. There's still a Lasgarland blade here. 91 men. They could probably kill that off, actually. Again, if they could just get the Mountain Orc Traverses in behind, shoot it to pieces, there's a really good chance that this Lasgarland blade dies here. I don't know why they're going into combat, but they definitely don't want to go into combat. Oh, it's not. It's a different unit. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, this is just absolutely brutal for the Lasgarland troops today. They've had relentless fighting, but they don't seem to care. Killing orcs is just, a pastime for them. They've been doing it for thousands of years. Sad to think that some of these elves would like be thousands of years old and then die in this battle, just in a freak ambush. Imagine being killed by like a little goblin as well. Be a bad way to go out, that's for sure. The orcs here, just gunning down these elves in the back. Another bad way for an elf to go. Get shot in the back with an arrow. Like, they are famed for their archery and then just gonna get killed by an arrow as well. Even more embarrassing. But yeah, Gundabad troops here holding on. It's just like this is a really good play here by Gundabad, and it's actually really works in their favor just to try and gun this unit down. But yeah, as you can see over here, the elves have been pretty successful in clearing out what remains of the orcs. I mean, what are the numbers looking like? Will it tell me? There we go. 3,600 against 3,000. That is not good for the orcs. As soon as those numbers become equal, the orcs are basically they've lost this game. That's not good at all. Yeah, it does seem as though the Lasgarland blades here, I mean, they're only down to 59 men. It looks like they are still going to get annihilated, though, eventually. These orcs just seem to keep returning, which is good, because they need to. We need more and more orcs returning to keep fighting the good fight. The elves here down at 45. They're doing okay, but nothing too insane. But yeah, I'm going to make a quick cut because it does seem as though the elves have basically wrapped up what remains here. The orcs are retreating once again. There's that little side fight going on over there. So, and you can see the orcs have already set up their last-ditch defense to stop the elves from breaking through. But yeah, I will see you guys in a moment when the next part of the ambush begins. And away we go. The final clash begins, and the Red Citadel guards clash with the elves down here. And this is the final defense. You can see rank upon rank of Red Citadel guardsmen, along with also some, it looks like some Gundabad warlords down here as well, also trying to get involved. They are getting cut down though at the moment by these Hall Guardians, these elite polearms that are just being absolutely brutal today for Gundabad. And already that Gundabad warlord has broken. It was only a weak little unit. We have got the pikes out here on the flanks as well. I guess trying to stop the elves from flanking around. There are also some trolls still around here. There's some trolls back here currently. Just trying to escape archer fire. I don't think they're actually getting shot, but they're just worried about it. And we do have pikes over here as well getting shot at the moment. Which, unfortunately, these guys were in this gap here. And now there's a big gap that's opened up. We have Gundabad warlords now going in. They are clashing with the Lasgarlan spears down here. They are trying to do their best to kill them. I mean, the elves are pretty battered. They haven't got many full units left. And their archer ammo is all but gone, really. Numbers are close. It's about 2,600 against 2,800. It could still go either way, really. Those trolls for Gundabad really could just smash through and kill a lot of these elves. In theory, they just have to avoid the Hall Guardians and what remains of the archer ammo, which is not much at this point. Red Citadel guards, like I said, really good at holding the line. If they can just hold the line and just like allow Gundabad to surround them, the elves, then that is a bit of a win there for them. That is for sure. So hopefully they can do that. But they are seeming to like break formation at the moment. They seem like they're actually being quite aggressive. But yeah, they're doing okay for now. What do we got back here? We've got another Gundabad warlord general waiting, which is good to see. And the pikes as well now setting up over here against Hall Guardians. I'd have thought that the pikes would have they actually hit. They are halberds, sorry. They look like they would probably have the range over the Hall Guardians. Look at the range difference in their pikes. And like it's just insane. Yeah, they should beat them really, like range wise. Armor and discipline though, I'm not so sure, but we'll see. The halberds have returned over here. Got some more sword units now flanking in behind. And again over here as well, we've got Gundabad warlords trying to do their bit, trying to kill off these Lasgarlan blades. So yes, it seems as though the orcs are going to hold on just for the moment. It does seem as though the elves are struggling to break through. In fact, Lasgarlan blades here losing. I don't know really what to. Maybe the Gundabad warlords, I think, maybe with the Citadel guards here are still losing in fact, and the Hall Guardians here are losing in fact. I'm wavering. We are seeing troops being pulled away. We have a Red Citadel guard general being shifted. I think he's being moved around because these pikes here are taking a lot of fire right now. And yeah, they're being moved around to fill in this gap, so the elves aren't there to exploit it. And the pike's going to come in and take over the center point here, which is probably a good move, to be honest. I don't know if the two sides are fighting here. It does look as though they are now. The pikes have kind of gone in, but they fighting on a really long front actually. The halberds here. We also have the Gundabad warlords going on this flank, trying to get as many kills as they can, and fighting Lords Lasgarlan, which probably is in their favor. Because even though they are pretty elite archers, with pretty good melee attack, they're not quite as good as the elite sword and shield infantry that we have here. There are also more Lasgarlan archers going in. And that's the problem with the elves, is all their archers are all really good in melee as well. Mountain trolls are being committed though here, and they are trying to take out these Lords Lasgarlan, which still have ammo. These are the only unit really with like a decent amount of ammo left. There are like a couple of other ones over here with like tiny little amounts, but just yeah, not a lot here. The trolls managed to get stuck on a few elves down here, and actually now having to deal with them. But they're running away back into the forest, trying to stay out of archer range, which is probably a smart idea there. Lasgarlan archers breaking there, but we've got more Lords Lasgarlan on their way. And this is just the units to worry about. This unit here could like pepper and annihilate that entire troll battalion on their own. But yeah, the pikes down here. We've got archers going in as well. Got some Night Hunters here just trying to be annoying, trying to just harass the elves. Look at the size of them. They're little, like, almost dwarfed by these elves. I mean, the elves are, I guess, the tallest and most fairest of the races in Middle Earth at this point. But yeah, it's kind of insane how tall they are over those, like, goblins. But yeah, you can see the spear line holding really effectively, really nice to see. And there you go, the officer here leading the way. Is he going to get speared and taken out by a halberd? He might do. This pike line should now contend with the halberds and that they're facing. I mean, it does seem as though Hall Guardians are losing across the front at the moment, which is really good to see. There are a few other Hall Guardians dotted about, but most of them are, I think, either gone or very depleted at this point. There is also a big old fight going on over here, and it does look like we have Blades Gundabad here doing a decent amount of damage to the Lasgalan Blades. But yeah, so it does seem as though the elves here, I mean, they might just about win that one. It's hard to say. Blades Gundabad there actually seem like they're getting some good flanks on the elves, and that's causing a lot of melee sort of damage and causing these units to lose. Are the trolls back in combat? They are in fact back in combat. They're really trying to chase down this Lords of Lasgalan here, which has got its ammunition. It is losing a decent amount of men, but the trolls here are getting contained by another Lords of Lasgalan. They're just trying to quickly chase them down. They've lost one troll already. But yeah, you can see they're just trying to run this unit down. It's not a bad idea, to be fair, but they're just running towards even more and more elves, which is the problem. So yeah, I don't even think there's any halberds over here. They should really dash some halberds over here, should the elves. They got some over here. They should retreat them and get them up over here. But yeah, already the trolls losing like decisively. They're just getting caught out. They ran away from other combats. Trying to catch those elves with ammunition. But yeah, it did not really work, and it's unfortunate. It's a shame we didn't have any like Olokai. It's a shame that like Gundabad does not have Olokai, which is bizarre. It doesn't. They're like all their orcs are really heavily armored, but their trolls are not. Just made quite this is quite interesting. There you go. This guy just went splat. Just got squashed there. But already you can see that the elves now have the balance power in their favor. 1,800 against about 1,600, so it's not looking good on numbers. And that threat of the trolls is now gone as well. And that probably spells doom here for Gundabad, who have run out of tricks. We'll put it like that. They're already, look at this, Red Citadel Guards. They're losing. Black Day, an ally, has been routed. I think that's over here. Yeah, big loss of infantry here. It does look like the Gundabad warlords are spent. They're running for their lives. We've got some more troops over here. The Blades of Gundabad holding on there. I mean, they're doing okay. That's the thing. They're doing just fine. But they're not like, I don't know. The elves just have a little bit too much left. I think to make this even closer, we should have maybe got like rid of a little bit more of the trash of Gundabad and like given them a bit more good stuff, because like even their good infantry is like really struggling against these elven infantry here. Like the elves are just insane. They really are. But yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward the last sort of bits now, and we're just gonna see how the elves do in this one. Because yeah, it's looking. I mean, they're actually winning over here to the Gundabad warlords. Lords of Lasgalan going in. I'm going to try and tie those guys down. Again, I mean, it seems like over here in the few isolated spots, like, Gundabad's doing okay. Citadel Guards holding on against archers. In fact, even winning over here, got Gundabad warlords just chewing up the remains of these arch units here. Archers, yeah, I mean, having to go into combat now. I mean, they're healthy with, like, HP. They haven't got much in the way of, like, damage. But yeah, they're just no match to the elite infantry. But you can see this flank of it, this right flank is just entirely gone. It doesn't help like the loss of generals. And just yeah, they're starting to break. The centers also starting to go. The pikes. I don't know what formation they. I think they were just trying to pull out and just try and reform. They're getting taken out now though, pretty easily, these halberds, and that is a sad sight to see. And that's going to spell the doom of Gundabad here. The elves are going to be able to get back to their capital and probably be able to relieve the city there. I'd be quite interested to do like a elven reinforcement battle. That'd be quite fun, I think. And we'd have a weird formation forming up over here of the halberds of Gundabad. That is a strange one, that is for sure. Hopefully, if we do like a siege battle with like the elves coming to relieve their comrades in like the Wooden Realm, we could try and hopefully get like the Sound A working. I don't know why it wasn't really. But yeah, and then obviously be interesting to just have Gundabad feature once more, because they're a really cool faction, that's for sure. Halberds of Gundabad here though, I mean, fighting on one last time. I mean, morale's not great, and they're actually At this point, yeah, just almost surrounding this unit. They're kind of flanking it here as well. And the warlords trying to hold on, and the archers with their remaining ammunition are going to shoot into the back of these halberds and just gun them down, which is a really sad sight to see. But there you go. Once these halberds gone, that'll probably be the battle. I'm just kind of just watching from the perspective of the halberds looking in their back lines and going, "Oh no, we're gonna get gunned down. There's no escape." Poor orcs. Orc lives don't matter though, really. So who cares? But yeah, I don't even think... Well, they're firing like a few shots maybe, but that's it. The morale, though, there breaks. And that is going to be the battle. And there you go. A valiant defeat for Gundabad. We'll end the replay and have a quick look at the end results. Yes, so like I said, this was part of our Discord sort of like scenario. I was playing as one of the Gundabad armies. Getting 105 kills with my mountain trolls, but really nothing else getting that many kills. Like, Tomb Raider's getting 53, but that was it. Josman's... playing as another Gundabad army. His general getting 126 kills, 160 with his warlords, 118 with another there. Archer 79. Karpov getting 27 kills with his trolls, 90 with his Tomb Raiders, 115 with warlords, 120 with a traverser there. And then with Omens, probably doing the best out of any of us. 108 with a traverser here, 160 with another, 111 with his warlords. All of his Citadel guards doing reasonably well. But yeah, not too bad there. And then we have Ascetic Monkey playing as the Woodland Realm. Obviously some massive kills here for the elves. They just killed 13,000 orcs. 310 for the Elven King, 374 for the Lasgalan Blades, 127 for Hall Guardians, 164 for Lords of Lasgalan, 211, 272 for the Lasgalan Archers. Nomadic playing as a Woodland Realm army as well, 311 with his Wards of Ruin there, 492 kills with the Lasgalan Blade, 314 kills with another there. His pole arms 308, 331. Forest Rangers getting 113, 133, 289 for the Lords of Lasgalan here. Sachek's playing as the final one, 133 kills with his Lords of Lasgalan, 312 with another one down here, 141 with his Lasgalan Archers. Hall Guardians getting 152 kills, 200 kills with his Lasgalan Spears here, and like 230, 608 kills with this one. Insane. These guys are incredible. But there you go, guys. That is today's ambush battle. I hope you did enjoy. Do remember, leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment show your support, and I'll see you in the next one.